Okay, guys, welcome back to the Grimericans show. Coming at you this week with just a little map episode. Probably won't be super long, but we've been kind of playing with these maps for a few months now on a few episodes, and we thought it'd be kind of fun to just do one where we could just do nothing but the maps, where we don't have to just touch on them briefly and then get back to whatever we were doing. We can actually just focus on the map.
Which I was thinking of starting because you've made one. You've made a special one from, I guess, did you use what?
I didn't make it. I found a website. Floodmap.net.
Oh, I thought you made that.
No, that allows you to adjust the sea
level. That's so funny. Oh, okay. Because I thought maybe we'd start at the Google one here, which is the one we've been sort of using a lot. Just to show that first, and then we can get to your map because we can see, like if there's some areas of interest here for sure. Like for example,
especially in the south. I mean, if you scroll down from the south, where's the equator? It'd be nice if it showed you that.
Yeah. Well, the equator is I think it's around here.
Right there, not a little north of there. It should be right on that.
It's probably near Ecuador, right? Ecuador, I think.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. If that's how it goes.
I wonder if my bathymetric one that I have open has the equator on it. But I'm pretty sure it's like a third of the way down South America, let's say.
Right on the tip of Venezuela?
Maybe. So let's just say that. Anyways, like look at this whole area here. Like man, picture this with less water, right? I mean, look at this. Always blows me away how close. Look at how close Florida is to the Bahamas and to Havana, right? I mean, this is so close and so tight. Imagine this without all the water. It would be a completely different environment.
I think the southern hemisphere is more interesting. I mean, that one looks washed out too, but that
this here
right there. And then if you go directly, so that's all washed out there between Antarctica.
And so it looks like something just pushed that right over there.
Yeah, you can almost see like there's a plate that's coming even through there. You see that sort of ribbon that goes right from one side of the map all the way to the other.
Right here?
Yeah, well, that's the bottom of it. Zoom out again.
Oh, right. It goes all the way up here.
Zoom in a bit. Yeah, you can sort of, if you get
that ribbon here.
Yeah, you can see that whole thing coming down around there.
Yeah.
But if you go directly east, that's the same direction. Now go north a bit. Go to New Zealand, basically. Which is
New Zealand's way over here. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not super far from South America. I mean, it's far, but it's the next thing that way. But
well, okay, so here, right there. So that vision there is what you're saying. So this here, and then that going all the way over. Well, see, because you've been talking about this east-west thing, right? So I wanted to show you this because it does look
east, I guess, west to east.
West to east. Okay. But if you look at this here, if you look up at the Azores, like this looks like it used to be connected with this here, right? This and that. And there was a shift.
Yeah,
there was a shift to the east. And then you go up here and look at this. There's a shift right here too. This whole ridge line just got shifted over, which to me really makes sense that if there's a shift here, right? And a shift there, that's the whole North Atlantic ridge there. That's where like Azores are supposed to be. And it looks like the ridge was broken. The line of the ridge was broken on both sides, upper and lower.
Yeah, and then you got, I mean, the south point of South America really looks washed out from east to west. You can really see it kind of looks that way in New Zealand and even in North Australia a little bit, I think.
Well, North Australia is interesting.
Even there, if you look up from like, is that Singapore right there? From like Singapore up there. Is that Singapore? Yeah.
No, Singapore's in here.
Yeah, it looks like that stuff's all washed sort of to the northwest.
Yeah.
To the north.
Yeah, yeah. There's that. So that's coming down from the other side up to there. Okay. So then take a look at this whole area in Australia, because we're going to show this area later with hardly any, with minus like 100 feet of water, let's say, and 200 feet, because this was all, I mean, if you add if you minus 400 feet of water after the Younger Dryas, this was all connected, right? I mean, not all connected, but there was connections. I mean, I really believe this whole continental shelf here would look totally different.
Yeah. Well, the map I got, it is pretty easy to do the water at least.
But let's just take a look at this because this gives you the different colors. So you were looking at the bottom here before we get into that map here. Look at this. So this is the bathymetric one with all this. So there's a huge deep channel here. It looks like that blue there is deep, and then that whole ring is shallow. So it does look like there was a it looks like they were connected, right?
Yeah,
At one point. I mean,
I don't think they quite were, but yeah, I know.
let's remember to go down here when you take your water when we change the water levels, because that's already very interesting how close it is. Especially if this was pushed over, like if this all was, over there at some point. And then look at that. So there's that shift, but in the Pacific, not the Atlantic. Look at that. How it looks like somebody just took that and shifted it right over. Right?
Yeah, so I guess it's just like, did that take a long time or did that happen catastrophically?
Yeah. And then let's take a look at the Atlantic ridge. There. Oh, look at it. See now, look at it. So much more pronounced with these colors, right? So here's the Azores. There's the part I was talking about below at the below one. So this ridge looks like it was over here and it got shifted right over. And I mean, who knows if that really happened, but that sure is what it looks like. And then it got shifted over here. So it used to be attached to Iceland. That ridge went down from Iceland all the way, and then it just and then it just shifted over east. I wonder how far that is. So if you were to, I'm gonna have to move the cat off my desk here. She knows that I'm gonna give her attention, so she's scratching the screen. I thought there was a scale here. I can't tell how far it is. Yeah, I'd have to go back to this one, for example, and see. This one has a scale on it. So 2000. Okay, so there's the scale there. So if we go over to here, yeah, see, this doesn't look good already. So it's probably 500 kilometers wide, I would say, that break.
500 kilometers?
That one's probably 300 up there. So 300 to 500.
So that's like probably 150 miles.
Yeah.
Which I guess they probably say happened slow, right?
Yeah. Like through continental drift or plate tectonics or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be their take on it. Well, all right, let's pull this one up then. Let's see if we can get this. We can start playing with this a little bit. Where? Here it is. So there's the so this is full screen once we set this down. So if I put this at 0, it's set. That's current conditions.
So that's kind of like the Google map I was just showing.
This should be identical to the Google map you're just showing.
It kind of doesn't show the continental shelves.
Little islands out there, eh?
Oh yeah, it's crazy, eh?
Above water.
Yeah.
Right now. Right before that real trench.
And they're not even, I don't even think they're now. They are Central Islands, they're called.
Through the Drake Passage. The Central Islands?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just a standard map. And I was doing some messing around because on the one map I was on, I thought it was on this one. I don't know where.
What's that website there again?
This is floodmap.net. I got the pro version for us. So the interesting thing about this one is I could pull up this little measure tool and just measure from Hudson's Bay, center of Hudson's Bay, up to where I'm assuming the top of this map is basically the current North Pole, do you think?
Yeah, it must be. It looks like it.
Would that make sense?
Why do you ask?
Well, that's 2,500 kilometers. So if Hudson's Bay used to be the North Pole, it would have moved 2,500 kilometers.
Okay.
And the interesting thing for that is that if you go down to the opposite side of the world, which should be around here someplace, you know?
Yeah. On a globe, like if you were to draw,
You're to shoot an arrow
or
through the globe.
yeah.
And you measure up from the current shit's in the way,
South
so I'll
Pole,
do it over here, up 2,500 kilometers. Ugh, this map is not the best.
yeah. How far are you there?
Here, let's do this. Let's shut this off. How did I had this in full screen mode before. How did I do that? There. So there we go. Now I can measure the whole thing from here. So for this, the point being that for the South Pole to have moved 2,500 kilometers, it'd still be on Antarctica.
Do we
Australia.
know where it is right now?
Well, I'm assuming it's the bottom of this, not magnetic north, but
Magnetic south or just regular
well,
south?
this geographic South Pole, I'm assuming is the line at the bottom of the screen. How do I get out of here now? What am I doing? I'm measuring all over the place. There's that other thing. Now let me see if I can pull up, because Google Earth doesn't really show you the South Pole. Or any of that kind of stuff either. If it does, I haven't figured out. I can't even get out
No,
of
it does the same thing. It stops on a line and goes all and it's so weird because it just looks like the whole south is covered in Antarctica. It's not very easy to picture as a globe. It looks so much bigger than the rest of the world.
Yeah, let's see if I can. That's a puzzle. I mean, it gets hard to show both of them at the same point. So here's an image that shows the North Pole, the current North Pole. Whoa. What did I do? Oh, they're there. There they both are right here.
Actually, if you go back, the other map was probably a little easier to read.
And this one?
Yeah,
But
if
it
you
didn't show
right beside it was another one.
this one shows both, which
Yeah.
is
Okay.
nice. So the South Pole's right there right now. So if you look at the size of Antarctica compared to where I would maintain that the pole moved, it's almost nothing, right? So if this one goes this way, then this one goes this way.
Yeah.
So okay, so let me see. This is the picture you were talking
No,
about?
to the left, it just says the poles. Yeah, that might
Oh yeah, okay.
just have some more. It just seems a little more.
Oops,
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. Let me open that another tab so I can zoom in on it properly. What's going on? Kind of got blurry, but yeah, so that's the same thing. So that's where that is right there to there. Those are not to scale though.
Well, I mean, maybe you should talk about maybe this is more to scale than the other one. I mean,
Well, it could be. It's hard to know,
it
right?
looks a little more. They have the meridian lines and stuff on it. So what's your talk about your theory then? What is your theory? Because this is a good view. So there's Hudson's Bay down there, right? There you go.
Yeah, my theory is that Hudson's Bay, or maybe not exactly Hudson's Bay. Let me see if I can find here the what is it, the Laurentide
Yeah.
ice sheet
Yeah.
map. Let's see if we can find the center. Oh no, it's all hard to navigate. I hate
Not that you hate what?
Brave sometimes. Here it
Yeah.
is. Here's a good one. Come on. So there's a pretty good one where you can kind of see through it too.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. I like that. Yeah.
So it's got all that, but not up here, where the North Pole is now. And the other thing we could pull up real quick is a history of magnetic north. And if we go from which map's going to be the best
Oh,
here?
that one you were first hovering over looks pretty
This
good.
one?
It shows the direct. Doesn't that come from?
Where'd it go? Oh, I lost it.
Oh no, this is Britannica. It's giving you a whole bunch of. It took you to the whole
rigmarole. Let's try just open this image in a new tab. So there it is. There it is, coming from not quite Hudson's Bay. Hudson's Bay is actually be over right here.
Yeah, but that's only since 1900, which is crazy.
That's only since 1900. So it's gone almost.
That is crazy.
Bay. So let me see if I can find one that.
Sorry, I interrupted you. How far did it go? Like in miles? You're saying 2,500 miles?
No, I don't think it's gone about half that. So it's gone 1,200 miles.
Okay.
Kilometers. 1,200
kilometers in 125 years.
Yeah, there's another picture here where you can see
so
it.
That's an average of 100 every 10 years.
Yeah, so now where it's going now, I'm not. So my theory doesn't have to. I don't care where it's headed for my theory. Really, it's not something I'm super interested in. So here's your geographic North Pole. Right here's a good image right here. Actually, it's gonna get blurry on us a little bit, but here's the geographic North Pole. Here's one that goes all the way back to 1831 when it's right here.
Wow, which really shows it accelerating, it looks like.
Seems to be accelerating.
Where's Hudson's Bay on this map then?
This map doesn't show it, but if we go to this map, we can see now this map, Hudson's Bay is right here. This map doesn't show it, but this map shows, if you look at this sea right over here with the little island in it.
Yep.
And come back to this map, that sea with the little island in it is this sea right here.
Yeah.
Right
Okay.
there's the little
Just above
island.
Hudson's Bay, really. So
Just above Hudson's Bay. So if I just take that, so all I'm doing is saying, okay, well, if I continue this line straight down, it's got a little squiggle here, but it's pretty easy to look at this and say, hey, it's going in a clear direction, right? It's not fucking jiddly jally and all over the place. It's heading north, past north now.
Yeah.
So is it just correcting? Is that the question? Is it now going to slow down, decelerate? Is the magnetic north self-correcting to where the new geographic north is?
Did it just overshoot it and now it's going to slow down and kind of go around like this almost and maybe end up?
Because my concern is wherever it goes is where. So what follows what?
So are you saying
right now, if I'm, because what I'm going to maintain is that if I follow this line straight down, it's right through this sort of channel beside this little lizard looking lake.
Yeah.
If we go over to this one and zoom in a touch, there's the island. So this must be the lizard looking thing, right? I got to zoom out. So I'm
Yep. That's it. Yeah. No, that's it. Yeah.
So that's
it's going to come to the western edge of. It's going to come to the western edge of Hudson's Bay, basically.
Right here. So it's basically you could call it right on this coastline of Hudson's Bay is where magnetic north seems to be coming from.
Okay. At whatever year, we don't know when, but it looks like it came from that area.
And then if we go back here to our ice sheet map, now maybe not right at Hudson's Bay, but somewhere in this area is the center of that ice sheet.
Yeah.
And it just seems to me that there would not be an ice sheet. I don't see how an ice sheet forms in southern Alberta with 7. I mean, that you got to think that if it's in its current state, that everything above this sort of line right here, the Kuwaitan Dome, is getting 24 hours of sunlight for like a month and a half a year. Even if it's not the best sunlight, it's still getting all, like you're telling me you can get 2 miles of ice with if there's still climate, if there's still like seasons, it's still.
So I think let's just back up a bit here, because I think what you're saying overall is that let me repeat this and see if it's right. So what you're saying is that the magnetic pole was down at some point at the center of the Laurentide ice sheet, and now it happens to be, and that ice sheet's gone now, and it
Or it's
happens,
just a coincidence, but it seems to be coming from where the center of the ice sheet was, right? When we look
which
at
is
it?
basically what's interesting about that is that it melted in the Younger Dryas fairly quickly. They think it flooded everywhere, and the point is now the magnetic thing is migrating back up north. And what you're saying is that that might be it may be that this ice sheet will follow where magnetic north is if it's over land.
Yes. How do I do this? I was trying to pull them up side by side, but I've made a huge mess here. So there's the ice sheet, and there's the magnetic thing. I mean, I wish I could make one translucent,
Yeah,
to just
yeah.
pull it right over the other, but I mean, it sure looks to me coming past Greenland, past all these islands here, down over these little ones, probably from right here. I mean, that's pretty much, if anything, maybe a little north of here, but somewhere in here is where magnetic north seems to be coming from,
Yeah.
which is also the center of the ice sheet. That I think the only way you can make the ice sheet is by having it at the pole, period.
At
Period.
the magnetic pole or
At the
the real
geographic pole.
so you think that maybe and that's the key to
That's
this whole thing
evidenced
is
by the only ice sheet on the planet right now is at the geographic pole.
well, Arctic and Antarctic, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, but the difference is the north one's just floating on water, so it doesn't get super thick and it doesn't put any pressure on the mantle or on the crust.
It's just Arctic sea ice. That's why they call it Arctic sea ice, right?
Yeah,
It's just sea
exactly.
ice at the top.
It's not an ice sheet. So the glaciers, I think, are always going to melt, I guess would be the point. The other sort of ice sheet we have is the one in Greenland. That's still it didn't, I would maintain that it didn't get much of a better deal. If my theory is correct, then when this moved from here to here, Greenland just basically went from it probably had ice on it already. It didn't it almost ended up in a worse position. Because if the pole was here, it would have almost been further south, but on the opposite side.
Yeah.
So now it's just come up in, so it's probably just been covered in ice and it's still
So
covered in ice now.
and is part of the worry that the Janikov effect or whatever it's called, the Janikov effect happens
I
because
don't know if that, I don't know if I factor in that or not yet.
but if
And
but
this,
if the but if the North Pole and the South Pole are like this, right? Let's see, and the magnetic pole is moving, wouldn't that create an off kilter spinning effect? Or
yeah,
something like if it went too far over or if it went, you know? I think the only problem with the theory or the challenge is the timing of like the 600 years ago when that ice sheet melted compared to the speeding up of this thing now,
yeah, I'm seeing if I can
very
find.
recently. Like it's migrated a lot in 100 and something years, and we're talking 12,000 years ago that where that was there.
Oh, here's a decent little map of it on this one. Actually, can I? Is it not showing that anymore? Did I lose that? None of that shows up. That's nice. So if I copy this into here, it'll show up. There we go. So there's a magnetic meridian versus a geographic meridian.
So I mean, isn't it maybe it's not good that we're getting closer to the match between geo and magnetic?
Well, so what I'm saying, maybe it is good. I'm not saying it's
Like,
bad.
what you're saying is maybe that's why we're in such
What
a
came
actual
first?
stable climate right now.
Yeah, what came first? Is it so did the
Stable climate
yeah, so
cause it to migrate.
I guess the question is, does magnetic north follow geographic north, or does geographic north follow magnetic north? Which we should tell by is if magnetic north stops moving. If it
Yeah.
stops moving when it gets to the north, then it was following that, and I'll probably
Which
all
were but it's already looks like it's gone past, so that is weird.
that's the problem. So if it keeps going onto the other side of the planet someplace, then my concern would be that that's where geographic north is going to be heading eventually. So what I don't know yet is if it's I haven't fully decided. I don't think that that Debejankov effect is going from two SETI states all the time. I mean, the ethical skeptic stuff is good and it makes a lot of sense, but there's also evidence for like the poles in more than 4 locations, you know? Like we've got this sort of, unless it's wrong, but they seem to have a history of places where that used to have ice sheets on them.
Yeah.
Or we could say that. So I would say that all those places that used to have ice sheets on them got those ice sheets by being at the pole.
Yeah.
And then it's just, I think it just weighs itself out. It just gets to the point where it's like that ice sheet gets off kilter with the spinning and it shifts a little bit. I don't know that it ever knows where it's going. You know, it's just sort of could be right. It might not be cyclical in that thing. I think there's some different factors that could be at play. Whereas you get this nice climate that we've seemingly had that seems to be the most stable in a while. I think that is a result of having one of the poles over water because it doesn't put all that weight onto the mantle. So then, if you ended up with 2 land masses at each pole, if you ended up with a land mass at each pole, I think that you could be especially susceptible to shift. And if you have water at each pole, I think you could be especially stable. And maybe a lot more temperate. But I don't know.
Okay, interesting. Well, I mean, let's play around with the flood map a bit. So,
This is it. Where do you wanna so what do you wanna
well,
start with? This is at 0. Right now it's
well,
at
for
0.
some reason it defaults to when I go into the flood map, it defaults to 400 meters, which is, I guess it's just an interesting, if you put 400 meters in, it's going to give you the sea level at 400 meters more, which is kind of scary. But I mean, just do that for the hell of it, just at a high level. If you type in,
400 meters, which would be
yeah,
about 1,200 feet.
yeah.
So then our
So,
map starts to look like this. We get full screen with it.
yeah. So look at that. I mean, you've got half of North America left. Um, and
Yeah, 400 meters, and you keep all of the Appalachians.
yeah. And
But
some of the northern Ontario sort of, yeah.
Saskatoon becomes oceanfront property. You're pretty much oceanfront property at
No, I think I'm under there.
Oh, are you under? I
Oh,
thought
no, 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 sorry, 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 you're right, you're right. Yeah, I'm right in the middle there. Yeah, yeah, that would be yeah, Winnipeg, almost all of Manitoba's under.
except for the bottom bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
I
now
think
scroll over to Europe and Russia and see what happens. I mean, look at Europe.
Russia ends up pretty much gone.
Wow, that's crazy. Right over Siberia, basically.
The thing is, I don't see where we could get this much water from.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Australia's almost toast too. Half of that's gone. No, I think it's just in terms of a pole shift, like 1,000 feet, 1,200 feet might happen if the oceans
I
roll
think if
over the
you're doing a pole
continents. I
shift,
mean,
you got to go 3,000 meters. No, sorry, 3,000 feet,
so to 1,200 meters or 1,000 meters, let's say.
1,000 meters. I have no evidence to suggest that, but that's just sort of my gut take, because that's how big those waves are going to get.
Which is interesting because it's almost the same in a lot of ways. I mean, it's just a little more extreme than it was, but it's oh yeah, all of Canada. Oh, now the Appalachians is gone. Except
Just
for
little
a tiny
points
little bit.
sticking out. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And Canada is almost completely submerged,
Yeah.
except
Which
for
is
local.
interesting. I thought it would have been higher than that.
I mean, I'm like probably even underwater in this scenario
Oh,
because
look at that. You are very close. You're right on the edge. Wow.
Brooks is right here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm probably, right in here. I don't want to get too technical with it, but I'm in here somewhere. That's why I said my boat might just be enough, even though it's just a little cruiser, it's just enough that it's like by now the water might just be sort of coming like the slow tsunami sort of thing, not the total destruction. It's probably just sort of waving up, but it's not gonna stop. It's just gonna keep coming. So you get in the boat and ride her out to the Rockies.
Yeah.
Try not to get swept back out when it starts receding. Now, for some reason,
so look at that's the corridor between the two ice sheets, I think, right there. It's kind of where
this is right here.
Edges, right along Calgary there. That's the corridor
Yeah.
between the two ice sheets. So, I mean, let's play around with going the other way then. I mean, let's go back.
So now just to say that if you had had a previous shift that caused this to happen while you were changing your location to the North Pole. So now you get all this water washed over you while you're swinging up to here, and now all of a sudden your new position is at the pole, and you just had all this water wash up that's sort of in the process of receding, but now it's also starting to freeze and saturate the ground so that when it starts snowing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's been interesting because it's been raining a ton around here, and I was like, well, if we were heading back into glaciation, that's what would have to happen. We'd have to
Right.
get a lot more rain. So you want to go the other way? You want to see what it happens when we go down?
Yeah, so let's do let's start with the 400 feet, whole thing, go
Let's
with
see if
that, and
you're
then we
like
can go.
133 meters or
Yeah,
so.
let's do that. So minus 133 meters, and that's gonna take us to, what we think it would look like before the Younger Dryas flood, right? So this is
Yeah, so down here doesn't get as exposed as you think, unfortunately. You got about that. Which is pretty interesting. I mean, these places definitely start to get closer together.
yeah, the Caribbean. Yeah, you're right. The Caribbean's still
Over
full of water.
here, it gets interesting because, giants, this whole landmass comes into play.
So blue's above water now, isn't it, or no?
Just this blue is.
That's
This
above
blue
water, right?
Yeah, this is all above
So
water.
the turquoise green is
Yeah, the North and the Baltic Sea pretty much disappear completely. Whatever the Gulf of Bothnia disappears.
wow.
This over here gets a lot smaller, the Caspian and the Black. This one's gone.
The Mediterranean too, right? Mediterranean. So look at how close Malta is to
You do notice a big
Northern
difference down
Africa.
here, though.
Yeah.
Australia and Papua New Guinea become connected completely. There might, and then so you've got connection here. You don't have full connection, but you're
Definitely
basically
island
talking
hopping.
about, yeah, if I measure the distance from this, that what you'd have here, say to here, it's 80 kilometers.
Yeah.
But you'll see that. You'll see that other landmass over there. I think you'd see it, right, on a clear day.
Check. Let me check. I'll do a quick check here on a comparison that I know. For example, from the Sunshine Coast of Vancouver Island, you can see it.
Because I can check
Easily see it.
So this is also 140. This is 275 meters above water in this scenario. So you'd have a basically some big hills over there too.
Yeah. So 5, 10, 15. I don't know. I can see 20 kilometers. I don't know about 80. That's away. I can see an island. I can see Vancouver Island 20 kilometers away. I could probably see it if it was 80.
I think it's about 8 inches per mile.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, what were you saying?
80 kilometers would be what, 50 miles?
Yeah.
So 50 times 8 would be like 400 inches. Divided by 12. So I think you'd see the hills at least on a clear day. Anyway, you get the Gulf of Thailand's gone. Basically, all of this scenario becomes a big giant landmass there.
So you can theoretically see 339 kilometers away if you're way up in elevation.
Azores don't get a whole lot bigger.
Wow, yeah, that's interesting. Go to the Gulf of Cadiz, by the Pillars of Hercules. Ah, interesting.
So here, if we pull out the measure tool from the current coastal Cadiz out to here, it's about 33 kilometers of missing shoreline,
Wow.
which I
And
think would fit Michael's stuff, right?
definitely. Oh, yeah, he's only 5 kilometers out, I think. So
Yeah.
go back to Malta and show how close, Malta is to northern, right there where you are, where Tunisia, like, look at how close, northern Africa and the Mediterranean. No, slide over to the east a little bit. That's close there too, but, keep going, keep going. Keep going right there, that's Malta. Look at how big Malta is now, right? And that whole thing. So, like, you're almost touching
Malta's
Malta.
connected to Sicily then.
Yeah, that's interesting. And
Yeah.
you're super close to the north.
Yeah, you're 100 kilometers,
Yeah,
134 kilometers.
yeah.
I mean, here you'd be even closer, actually. From here to here would be your closest point, would be 50 kilometers.
Yeah.
And then,
So
I
it's a
mean,
little ways, but
you could also just say, like, take it down to get to those original shells, till it matches that. What's that, like minus 200, you think? Or is that the
oh,
minus?
that's what I was trying to figure out before too. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Yeah, so you're just trying to get the average shelf depth and see, like, yeah, that's better. What's that?
That's at 777. It's close. What if we go minus 1,000? I mean, it just keeps getting closer.
Well, that's where is that, the Bahamas? Oh, yeah, that's scroll out a little bit on that.
That's at 1,200.
1,200 meters?
Yeah.
Scroll out.
Let me go to 15. I want to see if I can get it to match. Look, it just starts to match more and more. That almost matches exactly.
So you're saying the continental shelf is 1,500 deep? I don't think it's that much.
It does seem crazy, right? Well, that'd be the deepest part of it. They might be calling the continental shelf this thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But that's if I go to minus 2,000 meters, it sort of matches all those ancient coastlines almost exactly. I don't know what that does to
Australia. Go to Australia. Oh, look at that. See, it still doesn't connect that, but look at all the different islands there now. I mean, you could almost sail. Yeah, I'm sure you could sail along those islands, but
the problem is I don't know how you get 2,000 meters of water out of here.
so go to Easter Island again. I mean, I don't know, build up more ice. I mean, I think what you're talking about is what if we went into another ice age, right? Would we lose
Yeah,
water?
the Azores.
Yeah. And
And
where's
then
Easter
if we
Island?
follow these islands out, that's at 2,000 though. I mean, Easter Island, is that here? No.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it?
I think so. Go scroll out to the left there. Oh, yeah.
It should be like, yeah, right around here,
Yeah,
right?
right there. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's all. So
Now,
Easter Island
look at
becomes a
these with more like the minus the some. Let's see what this looks like at minus 150 even.
yeah.
Because there's Easter Island. You just come up with this whole string of islands. Like then from Easter Island to that next little exposed tip. Oops. Is 375 kilometers.
That's a long ways. I mean, that's a
It
long
is,
ways,
but
but the thing is,
all
I think
humans were going that far in their canoes.
yeah, but I think the other thing is that also was isostatic depression, I think, as well from I think the same thing happened in the Pacific that it did to the Atlantic.
And that's why those
I
splits are there. So
I
let's
I think so. I mean, I think that there's a chance that Mu was also sunken like Atlantis was.
all right,
But
let's go to
scroll out a little bit.
1,000. If we'll go to 1,000 for isostatic depression. And then you basically have island chains all the way out there.
And then scroll out and see how far you can get to French Polynesia, just to the left there. Right there. That's French Polynesia.
Yeah, just more. There's a whole underwater mountain chain there. There's a town here, so that must be a tall mountain. So that's what's exposed today,
Adamstown.
and that's huh. That must be a pointy town, or the water must get deep fast. You know.
Oh, that's Pitcairn Islands. That's the first one before you hit the French Polynesia.
So the one thing that is interesting is if you look up over here at this, you don't have to take much out of here. I mean, this is at 400 feet right now. 400 feet sea level rise.
Yeah.
And look at this giant connection.
Oh, you mean less 400 feet? So
yeah, less 400 feet of water than this. There would be I mean, you wouldn't even call it a land bridge. You know, they'd
No.
just be connected.
It's a couple thousand kilometers.
That's connected, which comes over into here with this giant connection.
Yeah.
And you're into here, and this is all basically connected.
Right.
And this is all connected. You know, it's all connected.
But see, this is what I think is missing from the whole narrative about, oh, they used to sail way back when. Well, you didn't necessarily.
Or even if they were sailing, you know, even if they were sailing, because it'd be way easier than walking.
Yeah.
You could sail coastline the whole way.
Yeah.
You never have to be that far from shore.
Yeah.
You don't have to just go out across, you know, you could, but if you just had people following shore like they tend to, you know, especially prehistorically when you're first starting out, you could just follow shorelines and just keep getting further and further along until you're coming down this coast of America.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a fun little map.
Yeah, actually, so you're right. You go to the South American tip. Like basically you can traverse the whole coastline of the whole world now.
Yeah. Let's just go.
And that was at minus 400 meters?
Yeah. So Ben David says 2 miles. So that would be 3,200 meters.
Minus, did you say?
Plus 2 miles. He said that's what you got to assume, 2 miles of ocean level rise. Not the whole time, but briefly.
Briefly. So basically you're in the Andes, right? Would that be the Andes there? Bolivia.
This is where they say Enoch went.
Right. And where's the other go somewhere else? Where's
Andes? So you're talking about one of the only real fucking safe places in the world is the Andes in China.
Holy holy, look at all the China.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that's crazy.
And we're not allowed to go look at stuff there.
So even the Swiss Alps is gone, like all of Europe is gone?
All of Europe is gone.
Oh, a little bit of Greenland.
A dot in Greenland.
And the Vancouver Island, like all of the Rocky Mountains is gone. All of North America is gone.
You got little chunks in Wyoming.
Oh, wow.
Outside of Salt Lake City. Here's your
Denver
Salt Lake. Denver gone, but some of the mountains outside of it are good to go.
So a little bit in Colorado,
and a little bit out here. And
wow, a little bit in California compared to up north. Even California makes it.
Yeah.
That's hard to believe. What are those? The Sierra Madres or whatever? What are those mountains?
Yeah, so he doesn't quite go this much because his new Valley of the Sun is right here and I'm almost in it. So let's put him at 2,500, see if we can get the Valley of the Sun to appear. Not quite there yet.
So what are you doing? Are you going down?
Yeah, I'm bringing it down until I can see if I can mimic Ben Davidson's new Valley of the Sun.
So now you're, oh, there you go. There you go.
Zone.
There you go.
So he's probably in that 1,200 range.
Oh, that's fascinating. So that actually goes from Canada. That actually goes from northern West Canada, Alaska. So that's the valley, Alaska, all the way down.
He says it's basically here.
Yeah, but I mean, it does connect to Alaska all the way down to. So what was that at?
That was at 1,200 meters.
1,200 meters. So that's 3,600 feet. So 3/4 of a mile, 2/3 of a mile.
I gotta go to Google because Brave sucks. I'm seeing if I can get an image of his. There's nothing super handy.
I'll search X and see if I can find.
I've seen it in one of his videos though, where he showed the new Valley of the Sun. Is it in this video?
Hey everyone, so a while back I made a debunk on something called the electric universe.
See if it's in this one. I swear this is the wrong fucking guy. I can't even get to his channel. Space Weather News, the Mobile Observatory Project. He's almost at 1 million subs.
Oh, that's good.
No. I'm not going to be able to find it. It was like 5 years ago.
Now a bunch of nudists in the Glen Eden Sun Club come up.
Anyway, I was barely or just outside or barely into the new Valley of the Sun. Let's just watch this.
Forecast moderate aurora.
No, that's no good. That's not what we're looking for.
Yeah,
I'd have to find it, but basically, it was like it was very similar to what the map shows here, but it was like this ring right here.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that you've kind of got it right there.
Pretty close, yeah.
So can you just mention the states there quickly? Maybe zoom in a tad, not a whole bunch, but just a tad. Okay, you got Montana, Wyoming, Utah,
Oregon, Idaho, the mountains of Washington.
Yeah.
Nevada does pretty well, except for Vegas.
And then
California New Mexico, a whole lot smaller.
Yeah. New Mexico.
New Mexico's mostly okay. Arizona, mostly okay, except for the cities. I mean, this might not be so bad. Colorado's almost fully intact. Becomes coastal.
Interesting, the focus on being in Colorado. I guess that's why it's got a pretty good standard high elevation.
Yeah. And then here's me underwater. How much water? Well, tell me. Ooh, I'm under 344 meters of water.
1,000 feet of water. Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And you're, let's see how much water you're under. Where are you, about here?
Down a bit, right there. Yeah. See right there. Yeah.
571 meters of water. So you're really only 200 meters lower than me.
Yeah.
So text me when the water gets there and I'll get in the boat. All right, should we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Yeah, this was good. This is fun. I thought, funny. I thought, how did you come up with that map so quick? I thought your assistant is really working hard over there.
Oh, if I could make that map that quickly, I'd be making real money someplace. Let us know what you think. Support the show. Grimerica.ca/support. And let us know how you like our little map video.
Yeah, I guess we'll be on YouTube or whatever. And